SUI has different meanings to different people. For hundreds of millions of soccer fans all over the world, it's the signature celebration of mega icon and all-time great Cristiano Ronaldo. But for crypto heads like you and me, SUI is a completely different ballgame and is the subject of today's video. Hey there, your one-stop channel for high-quality crypto education videos with animation. We use everyday analogies, historical stories, and pop culture references to break down complex cryptocurrency ideas into bite-sized pieces that are easy to understand for everyone. Today, we're taking a look at SUI, or SUI, the new kid on the block that's out to make its mark as the Layer 1 blockchain of choice for the decentralized apps of tomorrow. Without further ado, let's dive in. What is SUI? SUI stands for Simple User Interface. And no, it's not a new operating system for a new generation of mobile phones. Rather, it's a brand new base infrastructure for next-gen dApps. Using the operating system analogy, it's basically a new Windows or Mac OS for blockchain apps looking for next-level capabilities to serve millions of people. SUI is a permissionless, proof-of-stake, Layer 1 blockchain focused on low latency and super scalability that's looking to make the likes of Ethereum relics of the past. It's the brainchild of a group of ex-Meta executives previously working on its Diem blockchain project. The SUI project was announced by Miston Labs in September of 2021, and in late 2022, it raised $300 million in a Series B funding. Therefore, if you think this is another fad of the chain that'll disappear quickly, think again. In the words of Miston Labs co-founder and CEO Evan Cheng, the current Web3 infrastructure is like the dial-up era of the internet. It's slow, expensive, and notoriously unreliable. He added that they're creating SUI to change the game with some 5G level upgrades that will allow developers to create blockchain-powered apps with scalability that you can only typically associate with centralized tech corps that dominated Web 2.0. What are its main components? To understand how SUI works, we need to go back a little to understand the basic principles under which most current blockchains work. Blockchains are essentially publicly available distributed ledgers of transactions between millions of users scattered all around the world. The copy of all transactions on any particular blockchain, dating back to the very first transaction, is available at all times to anyone with access to a computer and an internet connection. Each new transaction is stacked on top of the record and the entire string of transactions that preceded it, and all newly occurring transactions are added one after another depending on the speed of the blockchain. How about an analogy? Take a mother bird with 5 freshly hatched chicks in her nest. Let's take the mother bird as one of the current blockchains. Her chicks are the user wallets, and the food morsels she feeds them are individual transactions. Now, to feed her chicks, the mother bird first must find the right food, transport it back to the nest, and then start feeding her babies one by one until they're satisfied or until the food is finished. The mother can't at any given millisecond feed 2 or even 3 chicks at a time because she only has one beak and can only attend to a single baby at once. The time it takes to feed all 5 babies depends on how close the source of food is, how fast the mother can pick a bite and insert it into her baby's mouth, and the success rate of each effort. In a nutshell, legacy blockchains can only do so much given the limited way they're structured. They're just like a mother bird, but with thousands and possibly millions of users trying to access their network capabilities at the same time. Well, the brilliant people at Miston Labs said that this current structure that most blockchains adhered to is what makes them slow and unrealistic for building any big app that can service millions of users at once. While most blockchains are for the most part secure thanks to their stacked structure, adding new transactions is usually slow because of the limited throughput they possess and because new concurrent transactions are only verified serially, one after the other. To solve this bottleneck problem, SUI adopts an entirely new approach to recording transactions. It uses a parallel method with the validation of one transaction not interfering with that of another. Let's take an ant colony, for example. It'll be our equivalent to the SUI blockchain. In any given ant colony, there are thousands of male ants, thousands of workers, and often multiple queens, each playing their roles. The survival of the ant colony is not hinged at any time on any particular ant of any hierarchy. For example, multiple hatchlings can be fed at once because multiple workers are constantly supplying the food to feed them. And multiple queens can mate to keep the colony population growing because multiple males are there to mate with. This is kinda similar to what SUI hopes to achieve, which is the individualization of the journey of each transaction, making it possible for multiple transactions to be verified and added to the records at the same time. What this translates to is super fast and actually near instant transaction times, and a mega throughput of over 120,000 transactions per second. To put this into context, if you appreciate how easy it is for you to possess a transaction on your Visa card, even when you're halfway around the world on vacation, well, the entire Visa network has the capacity to process just 24,000 transactions per second, compared to the SUI blockchain's 120,000. Now, that's some serious upgrade. No serious Layer 1 blockchain would be taken seriously unless it comes with its own programming language that allows it to build its unique identity. For SUI, that language is known as Move. The history of Move, well, did not technically start at SUI. Its journey goes a bit further back to Meta. You see, at one time, social media giant Facebook, now Meta, was interested in the blockchain space with efforts to develop its own cryptocurrency known as Libra. Meta invested in what's called the Diem blockchain, and a lot of work was done by its employees, which included the creation of a brand new programming language known as Move. As time went on and Facebook called it quits with its Libra pursuit, the people at Diem split ways with Meta with the starting SUI, and others created a parallel Layered 1 project known as Aptos, which, guess what, also uses Move as its coding language. We'll discuss Aptos and what it's been up to in a separate video, but let's now get back to the topic in focus. Move is a Rust-inspired programming language used by the Miston Labs team. It is to SUI what Solidity is for Ethereum. The Move language is anchored around the idea of enabling developers to create flexible apps with a Web 2.0 level scale in a Web 3.0 world. If you like, Move is the bridge that connects the blockchain universe to the rest of the tech world, making it easier for non-blockchain developers to make the transition to Web 3.0 without missing the vastly superior infrastructure support they left behind. The Move language was created with an accompanying tool known as the Move Prover, which essentially allows developers to proof code their creations without the tedious time-consuming iterations they suffer elsewhere. Now that we've been formally introduced to SUI and know what makes it tick, it's time to learn what makes it special or stand out from other existing blockchains. To begin with, the SUI blockchain has three main standout features, which are 1. Parallel transaction execution, 2. Simplified developer experience, and 3. Next-gen Web 3.0 user experience. With parallel transaction execution, everyday users or teams building on the SUI blockchain no longer have to wait several minutes, or at best, several seconds, to get transactions verified, certified, and added to the blockchain. With each transaction treated by itself and validated independently, near-instant execution is guaranteed by the SUI blockchain. Imagine if you're playing a Fortnite-like multiplayer game built on SUI. I'm sure that you'd expect user instant execution of in-game purchases and token gain recorded in real time. This is unheard of in what is currently attainable on other blockchains, and SUI is here to change that. For developers, the blockchain space has been a tough nut to crack, and only a limited number of developers have been able to make a successful transition to Web 3.0. By adopting Move, SUI crashes the threshold and affords interested developers with decent knowledge of coding a better dev experience as they build their dApp of choice. And lastly, for the user, the Web 3.0 journey so far has been riddled with gaping inefficiencies that make most dApps unsuitable for mass adoption. From DeFi to NFTs, Web 3.0 is notorious for terrible UX, which in turn has hindered the scaling of most dApps. The SUI team promises all these problems will be a thing of the past as it's providing several high-end tools in its SUI development kit, SDK, that will enable the development of scalable social media platforms, upgradable NFTs, smooth loyalty reward programs, and next-level asset tokenization services. To access all the amazing features and functionalities of the SUI blockchain, one needs the native cryptocurrency of the ecosystem, and that is the SUI token. The SUI token has a fixed supply of 10 billion tokens, and if you're wondering what all these billions of SUI tokens are meant for, here's the breakdown of the SUI tokenomics. 1. 20% is allocated to early contributors. 2. 14% is slated for investors. 3. 10% goes to SUI's treasury. 4. 6% is reserved for community access programs and app testers. And 5. 50% will be kept as community reserve. What can these shiny babies do for you? Well, there are 4 main things SUI holders can do with their tokens. Users can apply the SUI token as a store and means of transfer of value. They can stake it as part of SUI's Proof of Stake Governing Consensus program. They can use it to pay gas fees for transactions on dApps built on SUI. And lastly, they can use them to gain on-chain voting rights on important decisions taken by the project in the future. When it comes to gas fees, SUI's massive horizontal scalability and super short transaction times will in principle guarantee that fees remain among the cheapest you can find anywhere. And unlike Ethereum, you will not be subjected to out-of-the-blue price hikes and gas fees due to network congestion, because the minimum time when gas fees can alternate on SUI is after 24 hours. We've covered all the good things, potential benefits, and promises of the SUI blockchain so far, but there must be downsides to everything, right? Well, for SUI, among the main downsides that could potentially affect it include the fact that this blockchain is very new and has a lot to prove. The Move language is also a new addition that developers must learn and adopt to quickly to expand the SUI ecosystem. Also, another important ingredient for the success or failure of any blockchain project, layer 1 or not, is the community it builds around itself. Will SUI get a strong community of believers and adopters? That remains to be seen. And that brings us close to the end of this video. We've learned that SUI is in fact a new blockchain, not just Ronaldo's celebration signature. It promises not just fast transactions, but also offers unprecedented scalability features that could one day unleash Web 3.0's own super apps. We also learned that SUI adopts a parallel execution mode for its transactions, and to access its infrastructure, you need the SUI token with a total supply of 10 billion. So, what are our thoughts on SUI as a project? Well, the project has a lot of recognizable names and money behind it to begin with, and it promises some truly groundbreaking functionalities that, if achieved, will shake the blockchain space and give developers new freedoms to build within Web 3.0. But, and this is a big but, SUI is still a relatively new project. It has very few dApps at the moment, and we're still yet to see it in open action where a blockchain's real bandwidth, capabilities, and security preparedness are tested. While we love the idea that SUI espouses, it's still important to see it in open action. That is when you and I can testify how battle-ready it is. For example, everyone may hate the high gas fees and long wait times of Ethereum, but the blockchain has proven itself to be among the most resilient to stress and resistant to bad actor interference. If SUI can go beyond just speed and scale and guarantee security for its users, then we can begin to talk about it becoming the Ethereum killer. But only time will tell. If you enjoyed this animated explainer of SUI and wanted to catch the next awesome educational crypto video that we produce, click that subscribe button. Also, make sure you like and share this video to help other people see it too. That's it from Did You Know Crypto, and we hope to see you in the next one.